Welcome to the That's Gross Hockey Podcast. I'm here with Jake, JB. I'm your host, Mike. Look, guys, I just want to get right into it. I just want to talk about the Maple Leafs right now. Okay? You guys down?
Absolutely. A lot to say.
I'm here for it.
Cool. Okay. Well, look, let's start out with the fact that, the Leafs are an anomaly. Okay? Arguably the most skilled team in the league, I would say. Them, Edmonton, Florida, offensively skilled as you can believe, right? But they can't figure it out in the playoffs, right? I'm not trying to jump the gun. I'm a Bruins fan here. I'm rooting for Toronto. I want them to do it. It's getting to a point, though, right now where we're at, where there's too much doubt, okay? The doubt is seeping in. You can see it on the players. You can feel it. Even the new guys on the team who weren't there in the past for all their other double, two-hand choke jobs, mascara running and all, right? So my point is they need to believe, okay? Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, these guys have to dig in. They have to believe. And I think Toronto as a whole has to believe. There's too much doubt right now. And overall, the way this goes is massive for this organization. If they lose, we know what's probably going to happen. They're going to blow this up of some kind. And I think if they win, it could be really just like a test for them going forward here. So I got a ton more to say, but I'll let you guys jump in with what you have. JB, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm with you with the believing that they need to. I mean, it's going to get blown up here if they don't. I mean, I kind of think it's in a situation almost like Florida with the Bruins in 2023. It's just like, I mean, they have the talent. Like, they've proven that. They have guys that have hit 100 points in the regular season, huge names on the team. But, I mean, if you're not getting it done in the playoffs, what are you doing type of thing? So this is the year I don't think they need to do it. But yeah, I agree with you on the doubt aspect. You can kind of see it on their faces, their body language, and kind of just what's gone on so far. So they got to believe. Are they going to believe, though? I don't know. That's the question.
Jake?
Yeah, I mean, we all know where I stand on this. But from a neutral perspective, what do you guys truly believe the outcome of the series is going to be? Because you can't tell me that Leafs locker room, Leafs Nation isn't sweating right now. It's getting pretty scary.
No, look, I didn't want to come on here and make a bold prediction because I have no idea. It's just going to be really fun to watch because either way this goes is going to be, it's going to be an incredible second round. You either have Chuck brothers or you have the real test for the Leafs. And if they can play the way Florida does it the way you got to win, right? I feel like we can kind of establish that at this point. No?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing for me. It's a test to see if Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, JT, less so probably, but Willie Nylander, if those guys can dig in and if they want it bad enough and they can say, fuck the past, fuck the amount of times we've choked this, let's do it. Just go out and win win one hockey game.
I think that's the big thing too, is because in hindsight, you're up 3-2 in the series. That's a great spot to be. Yeah, you were up 3-0, which losing those two games is kind of killer and gets the sweat beads dripping down your face a little bit, but they're still in a good spot. But boy, I can see that Homer Simpson meme of him choking Bart just fading into the screen. Leafs Nation is choking. I can see it. I thought the Senators played an amazing game last night. I love to see it. Omar was sharp. He was dialed in. I'm very excited to see where it goes from here. I definitely think Senators take Game 6. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it goes to 7.
Yeah, if it goes 7, we're talking full diaper piss all over their pants. and I would probably lean Senators at that point. We'll see though. I think Game 6 could be the series.
It's in Ottawa too, yeah. So I definitely like that. Judging by just watching the play so far, boys, who do you think's actually been the better team? Like, obviously, you look at the roster, Toronto stacked. Like, you alluded to that big four, but I think John Tavares has been their best player so far. So I want to hear what you guys have to say about who the better team has been, because I think it's the Senators. I think they've taken a lot of penalties, which has kind of killed them at times, but I think the Senators, it's been really close, but I think the Senators have been an overall better and structured team.
Yeah. I mean, I think play style is a big thing. We can sit here all night talking about how good, some of these guys are on Toronto and the names and go through that. Everyone's heard it. No one wants to hear it anymore. But my thought process on it is really like, you look at Ottawa and kind of the expectations, like you can't argue that it's different than Toronto. Like, obviously it's a Canadian market. It's still, the one true love of all Canadians. Like, I get that if that's, the argument coming back. But my thought process is like, to get into the playoffs, that was a huge win for Ottawa. And I think right now the biggest issue facing Toronto is history, right? Jake, you brought it up. We've all talked about it. We're Bruins fans. We know, what they've done in the past, and it hasn't been much. So,
And Montreal, right? They blew a 3-1 lead to Montreal.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the biggest thing. I think so to answer your question, I think Ottawa's played better, like structure wise, and I think you brought it up too last game. I thought they played unreal. Allmark woke up. I mean, if he plays like that, I don't know, but
Yeah, I think if he keeps playing like that, Ottawa's giving them no chance.
And tell me if I'm wrong, but I mean, like, is that not a factor? Like what they've done in the past, they've played shitty before. Mike, you alluded to it there. Like, if this goes Game 7, like my prediction, I think it goes Game 7. I think they're going to be shaky for a large part of Game 7. I think Toronto ends up winning it, but I mean, it's Game 7. It's the greatest game. So, I mean, anything's going to happen. But
I mean, these guys are supposed to be professionals. They're not really supposed to think about that, like the history. It's just supposed to be just that next game up. Think about one game at a time, get it done. But
yeah, I agree.
You can't tell me these guys don't have that in the back of their mind. I really don't believe it.
No, I'm not. I definitely don't want to tell you that. I think that's they've tried to say it. I heard Matthews' interview. I mean, it's human nature. It's gonna creep into your head. You're gonna think about it because it's a mantra for life. Like, you, not to get too deep on this podcast, but you can't let the doubt creep in. There's gonna be doubt regardless. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh fuck, this team's pretty good. We're playing," but you just can't do that. You have to believe in your team. Marchand said it the other night. I don't know if you guys heard it, but he said about, I mean, the last Panthers Tampa game, they came back and scored 2 goals in like 11 seconds, right? And pretty much just stole that game.
believability.
He said belief is a powerful thing. And he's like, we have it in here. And that's the thing for Toronto, is like, it's the fans and whatever. I don't know how much impact that has, but the fucking players have to just stop being pussies. Low key.
No, I'm glad you brought that up, and we'll get moving here, but it's almost a thing of what I'd rather hear from those big dogs in Toronto is like eating the frog here.
Eat
Right?
that, eat the frog, munch it.
Like, it doesn't do anything for the fans, the guys that are next to Matthews in the locker room hearing that type of an interview. Like, yeah, we're not thinking about it, whatever. It's like, that's a lie, but
We're not tripping at all. We're not worried.
it's like you're better off accepting the fact that you know what the history is, and you're not going to allow history to repeat itself. So that's all I have for this series. I mean, you said it, Mike. It's going to be an unbelievable end to this. We'll see how it goes. It's tough to make a prediction because I thought Toronto should already wrap this up. But the longer it goes, Ottawa's in this, so we'll see.
Totally. Look, get the popcorn out, get the soda. But I had so much on this one. but I'll wrap it up with just the fact of like, there's such a narrative these guys are soft, right? That's the whole thing. While, while I agree with that, let's be honest. They're grown men. They play hockey. They take physical hits. They play through injuries. They're not that soft, right? Marner, yeah, maybe he ducks some hits sometimes and, all this stuff. But that is going to be what the test is, because they're going to be labeled the softest team mentally and physically forever if they lose this. Like if they choke this, it's wrap it up, seal it, send Marner to the moon. And it just has a question for me to you guys, just to wrap this up, is Auston Matthews too friendly of a guy? Right? Face of USA Hockey, face of the Leafs. I want to see Auston Matthews kill Brady Tkachuk in Game 6. I want to see him
too
crush
zesty,
him in the
dude.
face. Is he? He's too zesty. He's too friendly.
Yeah,
He's
where's
not-
that? Where's that
don't.
Auston Matthews that was going after Jake DeBrusk in like 2019 or 2018?
No
I
one
remember
remembers
that, but haven't seen that guy in a while.
Yeah, that's my question. Is you look at the Panthers guys. Like I know I'm kind of running on this, but you got Matthews, you have Barkov, you have Marner, you have Tkachuk, right? You have JT, you have Bennett, you have Reinhart, you have Nylander. And you look at those four on each team, the team that just won the cup and who they could play next round. And I don't know if the Leafs, those top guys, play the same way. And I think
They don't match up well.
They don't.
They don't.
So they've had enough chances. If they fuck this up, we'll all laugh. But I'm going to root for them as a Bruins fan. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
One last thing in this series, it'll be quick. Matthew Nyes, like I haven't really watched the Leafs too much, but that dude's a fucking beast.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he gets some offer sheets his way this summer.
I would be all for any team doing that, because he's a dog. He's kind of in that Tkachuk,
He's
forward guy.
taking a big step. I mean, obviously, I watched the Bruins Leafs playoff series last year, and he looks 10 times better. Like he's on that power play, snapping it around, fucking bundling guys out there. Yeah, him and Dylan Cousins have really impressed me in this series.
As he develops, he's got to play more like Matt Tkachuk. If we're being honest, though, he's got to be a little bit on the cross the line, a little bit more than he does. But we'll see what that'll be interesting to watch too. Is just how these guys step to that challenge. So, all right, we'll move on from that. We got another game tonight, the Caps and the Habs. Any thoughts on that series, Jake?
Yeah, I got it on right now. I think it's wraps. I think the Caps are moving on.
Yeah.
But Montreal's been putting up a good fight all series. Hats off to them, honestly. They definitely impressed me. That first line's been rolling. It's the only offense they've had all series. So they need some depth scoring for the future. But yeah, I think all Caps from here.
And it would be Caps Hurricanes, because the
Hurricanes
just moved on the other night, that was kind of the least interesting series. Even though the Devils put up a fight, like that one was, I think everyone knew where that was going.
Yeah.
JB, any thoughts on either of those?
Pretty much agree with Jake on that. I think Washington wraps this up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully get some rest. Both teams have impressed me. I think I kind of put like Montreal and Ottawa in the same kind of boat of like, this has already been a successful year. They finally broke in. We'll have another podcast in the future of going over some of these teams that haven't made it. You think of like a Buffalo. I mean, to Buffalo to make the first round they'd be throwing a party. So, yeah, I think Montreal has put up a good fight. Like watching obviously Cole Caulfield and being that size, but still being able to produce. But yeah, I think Washington's going to finish this up.
Well, I kind of meant to actually transition to Florida, Tampa. It made more sense, I feel like, to go into that. So, I mean, any thoughts on that, JB? What you've seen so far? I mean, we kind of just talked about the Panthers team, and they got Brad Marchand now, obviously. So there was some controversy in the last couple games. That Ekblad hit thought was pretty dirty.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Definitely dirty. Yeah, said it on the first pod. Just it's going to be a dogfight. It's pretty much proven to be a dogfight.
Mhm.
Gensel in the mix, and so yeah, this one I think it's going to go 7. I think Florida wins it, but yeah, it's been unreal so far.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, I'm a little up in the air. I think it's been a great series so far, but Tampa's like they're missing something right now. They haven't hit that extra gear that we've seen. We've seen the regular season with their high scoring offense. They're not getting a lot of shots,
Mhm.
which is very surprising because normally they're getting a lot of shots on net.
Yeah.
Kucherov, he's been making plays, making things happen, but you need that guy to score.
Yeah.
I think I read a stat today that he hasn't had a playoff goal in like 14 games. That won't cut it. That's your best player. You need him putting the puck in the back of the net every once in a while. But
Yeah.
I think tonight will dictate how far this series goes. Obviously, if Florida wins, it's over. But I think if Tampa wins tonight, they stretch it to 7, and then anything can happen from there. But I think Florida closes it out tonight, honestly. As much as I would love to see this series go 7 games.
Yeah. I think it kind of comes down to what we were just saying in the other one is the Kucherov and Point. I don't know if that matches against Barkov, Kachuk, Bennett, Reinhardt. And, they're just deeper too. I mean, Tampa added some guys at the deadline. Bjorkstrand and the other guy who was already there, right? Yanni Gord.
Yeah.
But Bjorkstrand is hurt right now. So they kind of just don't have him. And I don't think they just have the depth at all. But yeah, it's a good fight. I probably am going to pick tonight. I think Florida's gonna close them out tonight.
Kind of hope so. I put money on them.
Yeah. So what do we think? Are we starting Jake's gambling corner, JB, or
Boys, I've been hot. I've been
are
real
we,
hot.
are we going to let him do that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting in the mix. I'm not a gambler, but yeah, I think it'd be intriguing to hear the picks, give them out to the fans, so we can watch them all lose their houses.
The
Hey,
three.
I just say what I'm taking. I don't give you advice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll put a disclaimer up. This kid is a
When
mud.
Jake's winning a bet, though, dude, you know.
What?
Phone's
Nothing.
ringing
All
off
right.
the
So what
hook.
do you have tonight? Because I don't.
I took Caps in to win in regulation. They're up 2-0 right now. And then I took Florida money line, $40
Okay.
on each.
Well, let's think about this. If we're going to start doing this, you got to have picks for a game where people who are listening can bet on it, right? You're not just brag. We're not just having Jake come on and brag about his gambling wins here.
All right. Well, I don't have any picks for tomorrow night or anything. So
All right, that's fair. Well, for next time, that's what you can do.
that was good.
All right. All right. Well, that's the East. Why don't we go
Well,
up?
I actually do want to say one quick thing about it's more about the Hurricanes as a whole, not as much the series.
Yeah.
I think I very much underestimated this Hurricanes team. I don't think they played to their full potential against New Jersey, but I was watching last night and Andrei Svechnikov looked like, yeah, love that. He looked like what he should be. He's had some up and downs, haven't really consistently filled out his second overall potential that we thought he would. We've seen like glimpses of it, but last night he looked really good. And I think if you get a guy like that going, and that Jason Blake kid, nasty, they got some players. I think they could do some damage. I don't think they get past Florida, but I'm interested to see them in the next round for sure, playing against a more legitimate opponent.
Yeah, they're an incredible team. We'll see how deep they go. We'll see if they get to the Eastern Conference Finals and get stamped again, at the post office and just get shipped off. But definitely a great team. they just have 4 lines that go. They got Taylor Hall just signed today too.
What a deal.
Yeah, hell of a deal for him and for them.
What's the AAV on that? I saw it was 3 years, but what's he making
3.14
for?
or something.
Yeah, high. Yeah, I saw it was 3x3 pretty much.
Would have taken that in Boston for sure.
I know.
Miss
Not-
that guy.
Yeah, that train has left the station. So, all right, well, that's the East. So let's get over to Colorado, Dallas. We're at what are we at here? Dallas 3, Colorado 2, right?
Yep.
That was a big game for Dallas. Again, still out a lot of their, one of their top forwards and their top D-man, but they put it together. So, I mean, I don't know. Do you think Dallas is actually going to pull this off?
I think they very well could. They look good, and I don't know. Something's like starting to scream at me like it's Dallas's year. I mean, they've been in the mix here for a while, and I mean they went to that cup final in the bubble. Was that 2020, 2022, or 2021? I can't remember what year, but
It was 2020 because, yeah, it was 2020. It was the first Tampa Cup.
yeah, that was when we left school. Yeah, I mean they look really good, and they're missing their best defenseman and arguably their best forward. So I don't know. I think Colorado wins the next one. It goes to 7, and anything can happen. But I don't know. Might be Dallas. They look good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with your point. Just with them being in the mix, definitely seems like they definitely could pull this off. But wanted to bring up kind of in the locker room, right? Or I guess on the bench. Did you see that McKinnon Coyle interaction?
Yeah, what was up with that?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, I'd seen it a couple times and then tried doing a little bit of a deeper dive. I mean, it's tough. Obviously, I'm not a lip reader, but I like the intensity of it. I think it was on that power play that he must have thought whatever Coyle was kind of limp ticking around a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's like a wake up. I don't know if that's one of those things. I guess it depends on the players, but you react to that 2 different ways. Either it's motivating or kind of create some, a little bit of animosity in the locker room. But I agree with you, Jake. I think Dallas could definitely do this. So we'll see.
Yeah. No, I as someone who picked Dallas, not that that matters at all in my bracket, but it's definitely a good point about McKinnon because, yeah, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, right? I think he's the kind of guy who would go in there and calm that locker room down. Just be like, hey, yeah, our backs are against the wall, but you win one game and it's game 7, right? So it's like you're really not that far out. And I think you probably could say they're the better team overall. I mean, they've outplayed them for most of the series. So you get a dub here and Colorado could go on a run. It's the same thing. The first round is crazy because a lot of good teams lose in the first round. So, yeah, we'll see. But Charlie Coyle was not – he doesn't seem like the same kind of guy as McKinnon at all.
Nah, it looked like you were trying to laugh it off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
His big cheeks. He's over there laughing. I don't know. Thought McKinnon was going to rip his head off, but
Yeah, McKinnon was like, I'm not joking, dude. I'll repeat it again.
I mean, that's got to be kind of hard too, though. Like, didn't really talk much about like deadline and guys moving and that whole situation. But I mean, that can't be an easy thing either. Like, you look at Coyle, especially being a Boston guy, you get moved. The season was horrible. Even just game in, game out. Like, it's got to be such a different mentality leaving that Bruins locker room and then you're jumping right into whatever it is, 18. How many games do they play before? 18, 20 games before the playoffs?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. And now you're in a locker room that you're trying to lift Lord Stanley. So I don't know.
There's a good storyline on both of this side of the series. On one side, you got Dallas missing 2 of their star players, and then obviously the whole Landeskog thing. Super happy for that guy. Came back and scored a really nice goal. It wasn't like a greasy goal. It was a pretty nice snipe. So Good for him.
Mm.
So we're in for one here, boys.
Good call to bring that up too, because obviously everyone knows about Landeskog, but that's another guy who I think will calm that team down and just be
Oh,
like,
for sure.
like honestly, like remind them to be grateful. He's like, boys, I was sitting on my couch for 3 years with my 3-year-old. It
How
sucked.
crazy is that? I forget what I like, who or where I saw it, who brought it up, but just that thing of imagine taking 3 years off of something. Obviously, you do training and you get back into it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That was crazy to me, just honestly thinking about it. Like, we all play men's league, right? Jake's a men's league hero, which you could see actually into his closet. He's probably got 9 men's league jerseys, but
Jersey framed.
he's a hero. Scored all the important goals, but yeah, I don't know. I just think to take 3 years off and then jump back into the National League. And Jake, you brought it up. Great goal, right? He's producing. I don't think he's going to go on a crazy tear, but just not being a negative effect to the team. So that was crazy to me. I know you just brought him up really quick, so I wanted to add that. But
Yeah, no, absolutely. And kind of reminds me of someone we know. Well, Shan's over there, just walking on, taking 2 years off and just walking onto a team pretty much.
shout out to Chan. We're gonna have to send him the link.
First shout out on this podcast. But Landeskog is a little bit more impressive jumping out in the NHL playoffs. But good stuff. Good stuff. So that's probably it for that one. Winnipeg St. Louis is tonight. We kind of talked about this before we hit record. I don't know if you guys have much. You got the helicopter kind of faltering, as a lot of people had said. His playoff numbers aren't great, and late in the series, it's kind of happening. I mean, I don't know if it's chicken or the egg with the defense, or if it's who you want to blame it on, or saying St. Louis is just playing great. Any thoughts on this one?
Jake, let's hear it.
Yeah, it's like kind of a similar. I know we touched upon this in the first episode, but kind of a similar narrative to the Toronto series. I mean, Winnipeg came out looking good. Hellebuck looked really good. Looked like they were gonna get this done. It was still a close series, close games, and then they go back to St. Louis and just the fucking floodgate opens. What was it? 7 goals and 6 goals. And St. Louis looks really good right now. Like, really good. They got a lot of momentum. So curious to see what happens tonight. I think I'm gonna stick with my my St. Louis in 7 pick.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I can see
we'll
that.
see what Hellebuck does.
They're up. Wait, it's a 3-2, right? Or am I wrong here?
No, I think it's 2-2.
Oh, 2-2. Okay. I imagined a game.
It's tied.
The Blues
Jordan
scored
2-2 shutout.
Thought they won another game. John, you got anything? JB.
John Bruce.
Call me whatever, man. John Bruce, it works.
All right. Sorry. I'm just reading what's up on the screen.
Yeah, no, you're good, dude. It's all good. Yeah, this one's hard for me, honestly. I think Binnington is a big factor in this. Talk about it all the time. You hear it all the time. Like, there is a difference between guys in the playoffs and guys in the regular season. And just having that ability to kind of flip the switch a little bit. I mean, Hellebuck, unbelievable goalie. Is he going to be able to really, zone in, win them a game that they're going to need it? Because that's truly what I think it comes down to in these series. Like, when there's a little bit of adversity here and you start letting the thought of, you're the Jets and you're going to let the Blues end up winning the series, right? Like, you're already kind of thinking about it. You need some impact player, and I think it's Hellebuck. So I think they do it in 7. I think the Jets win. But who knows? I mean, Binnington, he's a dog, so I can see him winning it in 7.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you're talking about the playoffs versus regular season. Definitely, totally agree with you. I mean, it's just about finding it when it matters, right? You said adversity too. I mean, the regular season is how skilled you are, in the playoffs is just like, all right, boys, the chips are down, the cameras are on, the lights are on. What are you going to do? So definitely true that Binnington has shown that he is that guy. And Matt Kachuk and other guys, and we're waiting to see if Connor Hellebuck and the Jets team is that, and same with Austin Matthews and the Leafs. To bring it back to that, is their closing games record is so bad. So if you're going off that, those guys are not that. So yeah, we'll see. Vegas and Minnesota, that was a pretty crazy game the other night. I don't know if you guys caught the end of it, but Minnesota scored with like a minute left, and then they called it off and went to overtime. Vegas in overtime, so 3-2. Jake, did you see that?
I honestly didn't even get a chance to see it. It's like the only series I didn't see what happened last night. But yeah, good series. We didn't expect this one, boys. I mean, this one's looking like it's gonna go 7. It's gonna come down to the wire. Minnesota's really fucking good.
Real quick, because I don't know if either of you are really watching it, which I've caught a decent amount. I haven't watched every game intently, but weird thing that also happened in that game was Marc-Andre Fleury came in with like 10 minutes left in the third in a tie game because who's the other guy? Gustafson. He had the shits.
No way.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy. And he played in overtime and got scored on. The OT goal was kind of brutal defense. They just left whoever it was just wide open in the slot. And he cranked one by Fleury. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Hey, man, when you got to poop, you got to poop.
Fair enough.
It happens, right?
Yeah, but that has to be like a bad shit. Like he just diarrhea. He had some bad steak, some bad meat.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you, honestly, in that situation, Jake, you're in net, right? Scary thought already. But you're about to fill your pants. Are you going to stay on the ice or are you getting off? You're filling your pants. Come on.
All day.
I don't know, man. I mean, if we're talking playoffs, like it depends, like what we're talking about.
Yeah, right now, you're in playoffs. You're in net.
You're Connor Hellebuck. Are you filling your job?
I mean, that guy shits himself anyway, but
True.
I don't know.
Well, look, that
It's
answer.
like I don't know. I feel like I don't know if that helped the team. Like if I just stay in and I just got poopy pants, like
Yeah, I mean, you let it go and just focus back up.
Yeah,
what
you're
if it
letting
just
it
starts trickling down my leg and the ice just turns brown. Like what then?
That's what's happening to the Maple Leafs right now.
I don't know if
Yeah.
there's a delay game for filling your diaper,
Oh,
but
Bob Broski, what a save!
Bob Roski. Yeah, I think that's honestly a good question, JB. I really think they should use that in draft interviews to see if guys are really, if they really want it. How bad do you want it? And to answer your question, I would fill it. I'd fill it without even thinking about it.
tell me that's not a Matthews move, dude. Or even Marner. They're not filling their pants.
No, they're getting off. They're
They're using wet wipes. Wet wipes.
wet wipes in a game 7, dude. Fuck the wet wipes, dude.
Dude,
I'm
they don't
using-
even wipe their own asses. They got somebody to do it for them.
using my hockey socks in that situation. Even Willie Nylander, is he that guy too? I always forget about
Nah,
him.
he's taking a dump in his pants for sure.
You think so though?
He's further.
Pretty boy over there. I mean, they're all.
I don't even think he wears underwear, dude.
Probably not.
He birthday suits it under there. I don't know. I don't think any of those guys. Maybe Johnny Tavares. I could see him in his Maple Leaf PJs just absolutely rinsing himself and then rinsing himself off in an outdoor shower after. I think he would do it, but the rest of them I wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past them to get off the ice.
All right, we might have to move on from this one, boys.
Yeah, no, we're moving on.
We're moving on, Jake.
I heard a little bit of I don't know if it's out my window, if it's shots or what's happening, but a little bit of a drum roll here as we get into the Oilers and the LA Kings. What a series.
Oh yeah.
It absolutely flipped on its head. Yeah. What do you guys takeaways so far?
Just can't count Edmonton out, dude.
I know.
They do. It's crazy. Like, I almost think, you know what I'll relate it to? I mean, we're from New England. Like, Tom Brady has the ball with 2 minutes left. it's the same feeling. There's no other team, player in any other sport really. And I mean, I don't watch too much of anything other than hockey, but that like I get that same feeling that like, all right, Edmonton's down a goal, 2 minutes left, Edmonton's down 2 goals. Like they're always still in it, dude. When you have Draisaitl and McDavid, it's unbelievable. I mean,
That's a
I
great
don't know.
point. That's a great call. Great metaphor.
Yeah, that was truly poetic, honestly. I mean,
That's beautiful.
Thanks,
because
Rick.
Yeah.
you know it's going to happen every time. Brady gets the ball, 2 minutes down, however much. Him and Mahomes, pretty much, like, you know it's coming. They're going to
Yeah.
score and they're going to win. It's the same thing every time. It's like a script. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't believe in that nonsense, but like, it's every fucking time.
Well, let's honestly even flip that back to the Leafs, because it's like the feeling I get with these guys sometimes is they think it's scripted, and they think it's written out for them, like they're gonna win or they're gonna lose. And it's like the guys like Brady, the guys like McDavid, I mean, yeah, they take it upon themselves every single time. So
They take it by their fucking balls.
they grab their balls. That's the name of this episode. Grab your balls and believe. So great. That's a great little clip right there. We'll just put Connor McDavid and Tom Brady in a graphic. Yeah. I think Edmonton's gonna win this one. I'm flipping on my original pick. They completely turned the series around, and LA looks just scared out of their minds. Is Pickard still in net, or they go
Yeah.
back to Skinner? Oh yeah.
He played last night.
Yeah.
He looked good. Yeah, nothing about this series has made sense so far. It's McDavid-esque. Like,
Well, in a
dude's
way, it has though, right? It's what we talked about, the home and away thing. Both teams have won at home.
Yeah, no. Edmonton won on the road last night, though, so that's the one road win they needed.
True.
So I think it's Edmonton all the way now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, what was
Crazy
it? Game
series.
4? The
What?
Quinn Byfield play? Game 4, I think. Had the
Which-
puck on the wall, doesn't chip it out.
Oh yeah.
Puck stays in. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, we always say it. I'll bring it back up again, boys, because I like watching both of you. No one else can see our beautiful faces, but that feeling of Brad Marchand with the puck with what 2 point something seconds. That's
Mhm.
it's those moments like that
Yeah.
that it can honestly flip like game situations and outlooks on stuff. Like that puck needs to get out. I'm a nobody. I wouldn't have gotten it out. I'm telling you, he needed to, but I wouldn't have. I probably would have gotten blown up, passing it to Jake, little buddy pass. But yeah, I mean that puck doesn't get out, it stays in, and then the overtime in that was absurd. I don't know if you guys caught that, but like LA, and I'm only bringing this up, Mike, because you just touched on kind of playing scared. I forget how you worded it, but on LA's side,
Yeah.
um,
Tail between the legs.
that was tail between the legs. That was the entire overtime, dude.
Mhm.
I don't know what their time, whatever puck possession was, but it couldn't have been great because it seemed like Edmonton had it the entire time. So I just think it's moments like that where I don't know if it's experience or just believability, but yeah, Edmonton. I'm sticking with Edmonton.
Yeah, you guys both had that. Definitely those little moments is crazy how they can come back. And another one that was brought up was that challenge. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was maybe game 3 where they challenged a goal and it got called a goal.
Yeah, that was bad.
And then they got a power play for Edmonton. That's a scary team. I keep bringing up Toronto, but their power play has been bad. I stroked them off. They've been terrible since like game 3. Edmonton is just deadly. You just cannot give them a power play. So yeah, and Evan Bouchard from the point is just, I mean, that kid is a
Bomb.
but he's also just such a anomaly because he's kind of like a weak defender in my
Yeah, he's kind of a liability on the back end there when you're in the defensive zone.
yeah, but
They're missing Ekholm too, which is a huge loss to them. So if they get out of the series, get him back, that's pretty big.
good call. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was an incredible game 4 in that comeback. But to your point, JB, I mean, I remember in my illustrious career, psych, backup goalie and also the starting goalie for, really young teams. But I remember this one moment where I actually was playing out of my mind and we were being outplayed and the coach called a timeout and it was like we had like a 2-goal lead and he called the timeout and he's like, boys, shut it down. Just play defense, lock it up. Don't even try to score. This, someone's dad pretty much this is what he said. And I remember thinking in my head, I was like, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
They're going to bury it. Like, absolutely. Because I was the goalie. I knew it was going to happen. I'm like, you have to get it out. You guys got to play, force them to defend a little bit. And they didn't. I never spoke up. I should have. And we lost in overtime. So it's definitely true. You can't play scared. You also just can't sit back. You gotta force them to defend.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really all I got on that series as well. Anything else that sticks out?
Yeah,
to you?
I got, well, it's kind of a question to throw out there and it's random, which is tough in a setting like this. So I'll give you guys sometime you can think it over. Maybe we jump into something else. But my question is, which under the radar player right now in the playoffs do you think is having a bigger impact? So I can throw like kind of just the name that I'm thinking that
Mhm.
when I thought of this earlier today was Wyatt Johnston. Like a guy like that's what comes to my mind. So hopefully that helps. But I don't know if you have that right now, just even a name. I guess Jake, you brought up Matthew Nyes, like similar to that, right? Like obviously the Leafs are in not a great spot right now, but I mean he's played like a dog. He's kind of proven, in a situation right now you got Marner that potentially is gonna walk. I don't know what they're gonna do there, but like I think right now I'm taking a Nyes over Marner.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's a young stud. So just want to throw that out there. I don't know if either of you have any other names of anyone that's looked good to you that maybe is under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, I have one actually. Go back to Edmonton. I think Corey Perry has been amazing. I mean, do you guys see that that goal he had the other night? He
The
like
one where he batted it out.
deflected it and then just batted it like low on the ice. Like that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Guy's a playoff performer. He shows up, brings life to that team. Like,
Yeah, I like that.
He's
I
like
saw a clip. I don't know where it was on, but Draisaitl talking about him. And the guy's almost 40. Like
oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's still
been to like
but that's
5 cups in a row. Hasn't won one.
Yeah.
I think he's
due.
over 40. I think he's like 41.
But that's the IQ side of it, right? Like talk about it. It's such a big thing in hockey, but it seems like just the wheels are slowing down a little bit, right? I mean, it happens to everyone, but just like the IQ side of it is unreal. Seems like he's always in a good spot. So,
He's
Mike,
30.
who do you got?
He's 39. Well, just
Yeah, he
off
was
of
drafted
that,
with Bergeron.
yeah, 2003, right? He was playing with McDavid and Draisaitl, I think. And that's an interesting team to watch for like the lines they throw out because I mean, I'm sure you guys would probably agree with this. What they do is pretty much sometimes they stack it, sometimes they separate those two, but I guess I won't even get into that. I'll ask you it after. I mean, for my answer to that, I don't have really anything that jumps out other than Matt Nyes for Toronto. Corey Perry's a good answer. I mean, I would even say Evander Kane. I mean, he scored a big goal the other night. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else really sticks out under the
Kuzmenko's been great for LA.
Mm,
That's a great deadline acquisition by them.
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of like the Caps. Do they have anyone under the radar that's really stepped up? I feel like they're doing it as a squad more than anything.
Yeah, it's kind of the usual guys with them.
Yeah, St. Louis maybe. I mean, St. Louis is just
Oh, dude,
overall.
Jimmy Snuggerud. He's been sick. The rookie. He's playing on their first line. He's been nasty.
Dude, that goal that he scored after it was kind of his fault. The other goal, did you see that? It was a couple games ago. He
I
buried
think so.
someone into the goalie and it went in. So it was kind of like you don't do that. But then he scored on the power play with like a second left and just tied it. I love when guys make up for their mistake like that. So that's a good call too. I think that's really all I'd have. But yeah, all right. Well, what about this? This is the last thing I have. If you're gonna go out there and you're gonna match up again, Florida versus Edmonton, because I think that's probably the two teams. I mean, Dallas is in there, but would you match up with the depth of Florida? Would you stack McDavid and Draisaitl, or would you separate them?
Separate them. I think what Knobloch does with them, he like knows when to put them together, when to separate them. So, I mean, you need a goal. Obviously, you're putting them together. They're
Yeah,
two of the highest scoring players in the league. But I think what the balance they have going right now is it's pretty perfect.
Yeah. Question is, like, do you have a lead or are you chasing it?
Well, I'm talking in general, really. I know it's situational. That's why I kind of had a feeling you guys were going to say. And
So you're just saying straight up. Well, yeah. Are you talking matchup in general or
yeah, I'm
just?
talking like you're playing the Panthers in a series. Like, what is your strategy to load it up, or is your strategy to kind of even it out and more depth?
I mean, I'd probably go depth to start. I think try to
Mhm.
see if you can get, because whenever you bring that up, and we've heard it with the Bruins before. Of they were a top heavy team for a while. You had the perfection line, but
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
yeah, I know. Trust me, buddy. It's above my bed right now.
We watching those highlights tonight at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, but yeah. So I think with that, you're mainly spreading that out to try to get more out of other guys in that lineup. Both of those guys are going to perform whether they're alone or, I mean, obviously they're going to play better together, but it's just like, are they able to bring more out of the other guys? So I think to start, you have to do that. See if you can get someone else in that lineup going
Mhm.
and then ride the wave there. I mean, if you're down, later in the series, then you're stacking it up. You're doing anything you possibly can to, get some production and possibly win a game. But so that's
Mm.
my answer. But
That's good. No, I like that. Changing the course a little bit. I actually remember I have a couple small things. One was just a point I wanted to make about Toronto. Not even a point, actually. Just changing the names of both organizations right now. So Toronto Maple Leafs, if they lose or whatever happens, they're the Toronto Blue Balls from now on. Because all they do is blue ball their fan base. Every year, it's this year, it's going to be you got Biz Nasty riding it, and I'm on board with it, but Jesus Christ, they're the biggest blue ball ever. We've been talking about them forever. It is annoying. And then you have the Ottawa Virgins. So just kind of an interesting dichotomy here. The Virgins going to bust? Are they going to bust too early? Are they, going to be too crazy in there because they're too excited? Or are the Leafs just going to not finish again like we see? So that's what I'll be really interested to watch. What is it, tomorrow night?
yeah,
Yeah, tomorrow
I think
night.
it's tomorrow.
They might have another day off. Actually, no, they are tomorrow night, I think.
Going back to Ottawa. That'll be an incredible game to
Yeah.
watch. Storylines and all.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun to not actually be a fan of that team. Like when the Bruins choked in the past, like it's so stressful. Like Leafs fans are going to be just that building is. If there's a 1-goal lead for Ottawa, boy, it's in Ottawa, but you're sitting on your couch, you're panicking all night. Anyway, the other thing is we made cup picks. Now I want to see who you guys think the losing team in the Stanley Cup final is going to be. So going back a week ago, I said Toronto, fucking moron. And JB, you said Florida, pretty safe pick. And Watrous, I think you said Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado. So who's the team that's going to lose? So for me and JB, we're picking the West, right? So you're picking the East. So Jake, who do you think in the East is going to lose to Colorado?
I'm saying Florida. Like I think they're going to the Cup, and I think either Dallas or Colorado. Like I said, I think whoever comes out of that series is going to the Cup.
Mhm.
One of those two is going to beat them. I'll go with Colorado, obviously, because that was my original pick.
Okay, and if you could revise your cup pick from 1 week ago, would you do it?
Nah, I'll stick with Colorado. I'm like really, really 50-50 on Dallas or Colorado, though. Like those
Mhm.
teams are even.
Okay, JB, I'll throw it to you. Who out of the West do you think is going to lose to Florida?
Yeah, I think you almost got to ask me if if I revise it, because it just makes it tough. Because when I'm thinking about that, like I see Edmonton going on another run, so you have that repeat there. But does Edmonton lose again? Because I think if Edmonton wins a game early against Florida, I mean that could be a different story. But it's just like the depth on Florida. Did you add Marchand?
Yeah,
Seth Jones has been solid from as a pickup.
I
So
like where you're going with this because that a rematch of that series would be incredible.
Would
yeah,
that be cool?
yeah. I mean that's my matchup. I just think I don't know, dude. That would be crazy to see McDavid lose 2 cups back to back. That would
That's
be.
Would you revise it? You can revise it. No one's going to hate you for it. We have 2 people listening, probably
Yeah,
generous at
I don't
that.
know, dude. Those views are crazy, dude. Watch
Yeah,
out,
I mean,
other
don't
pods
knock
in
our
the area.
viewership. Our YouTube's starting to blow up.
no, dude, the 2 people
Yeah.
I would fucking run through a wall for them. I'm just saying, I think who's listening at this point in the episode is hopefully a lot more than I think, but that's all.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna stay with it. I mean, I don't. I mean, buddy, spread out the entire Oilers lineup there. I don't know if. Yeah, baby oil. I don't know if you're really competing against Florida. I think it would be a dogfight, but I'm sticking with Florida. I think Edmonton loses.
I mean, we know they can compete though, like they did last year. But
Mhm.
I know what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, yeah, they competed, but I mean, they were also, I mean, Florida to let them get back into that goes to show you how difficult it is to win that 4th game. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sticking with Florida, but said it earlier. I think if Edmonton puts himself in a better position earlier, I mean, it's hard to go against them.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, it's also tough thinking like who do you think is going to win and who do you want to watch win? It's kind of split. I'm not a huge fan of Florida. I mean, just as a as a bruised and broken Bruins fan, I don't think anyone would be, but I mean, they're such a good team and they play kind of the way the old Bruins used to. So it's kind of like you love to hate them a little bit. Um, but if I was picking who I thought was going to win the cup, I probably would pick Florida. I mean, to me, this is just a team that is just unbeatable. And I would probably say, yeah, it's so tough. I'm between like Colorado, Dallas, and Edmonton to make it out, but that's a lot. I would probably think it's going to be Florida. Now that you said that, I think it's Florida Edmonton rematch. And I'm going to take Edmonton. But with that said, I'm not changing my pick. Leafs all the way. The Leafs are going to do it. I don't actually believe that, but
You don't believe?
Here's the problem, dude. Maybe
yeah.
out of your corner, they need the belief, dude. They need someone from the outside.
Don't do it, Mike. Don't
the
do
thing
it.
is, I don't care genuinely. I really don't care if they do it or not. But I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to believe in them. I think it's just got to be within the locker room.
It is funny, dude. Like not having a team in the mix. Like to think of Toronto any other year, dude. Like I'm with you, Drake. That's why it's tough because like I don't like I hate them too, but it's almost like it would be fun, and that's where I'm coming from, like the fun side, to see them go on a run and see if because you're hoping like a Matthews or some of these guys really grab it and twist it.
Mhm.
Like it would just be enjoyable to watch. I mean, I don't see them winning a cup probably, but yeah, that's all I got for that.
It's kind of like yeah, it's like, did Matthews and those guys, do they just want to be superstars, or do they want to dig their heels in and just muck it up, dude? Like I said, I want to see him cross check someone. I want to see him get in the mix. Like I think Matthews he's too nice out there. I think he just wants to snipe his goals and be on the cover of NHL, you know,
He loves doing that.
and probably bang a 12, you know, out of 10.
Yeah, Toronto.
So I don't
12, dude.
You think he tells girls to call him Poppy in bed?
It's a fair question. It's a fair question. Probably. Or if they do it, I think he wouldn't disagree with it.
If the
Nice
Leafs
one, Ben.
win, you got to refer to Mike as Poppy.
Yeah,
Deal.
we should start making bets on here.
Win the
honestly.
cup or win the series?
Win the cup.
Oh yeah, sure, deal.
Dude, I honestly do want to see Florida, Toronto though. That would be the ultimate version. of
But
what we're talking
dude,
right now.
Brady versus Matthew. Come on.
I don't think
Come
that's
on.
I don't think that's a series. I think that's like a 5 or 6. And part of
I think
me
it's probably a sweep, but I still want to see those mutants go after it.
as a Bruins fan wants Brady to play the Panthers and get smoked, and then Brady requests a trade to Boston. But I don't
You're dreaming
think
hard
that's
right now, buddy.
I think it's illusion. So I wouldn't mind seeing the Leafs. I mean, dude, you also see Carlo against Marchand. It'd be fun. And it would be a real test for those guys. Again, it's hard to believe in them. They got to believe, though. They got to just dig their heels in and do it. So we'll see. That's all I got, guys. Anything else from you two?
Nothing that comes to mind.
All right, we'll end it there.
It's been a pleasure as always, boys.
Yes, it has.
Yep.
Go Leafs. Believe.
Have a good one, boys. Fuck the Leafs. Choke.
Till next time.
Oh, he left.
Dude, you just dipped, bro.
It's still recording. I think.
Yeah, I agree. Looks like in the top it's recording. Well, all right, man. Well, signing off from Gross Hockey, the two people that matter. O'Toole is upside down in his bed right now, but Jake, been a pleasure. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, see you soon, JB.